Your doctor has probably never spent 10 full minutes explaining which snacks are actually good for your kidneys. According to the source, there is a simple reason. A typical kidney appointment is short. There is time to review lab work, adjust medications, order tests, and answer urgent questions. But there is rarely enough time to explain what you should reach for when hunger strikes in the middle of the afternoon. As a result, one of the most practical conversations about kidney health is often the first one left out. I am Dr. Sofia, and after caring for older adults for many years, I have seen the same look on countless faces. Someone watches their creatinine slowly climb from one blood test to the next and feels completely powerless. They begin wondering whether there is anything they can actually do outside the doctor's office to help protect the kidneys they still have. According to the source, the answer is yes. Not because a snack can cure kidney disease or reverse years of damage, but because carefully chosen foods can reduce some of the unnecessary workload placed on the tiny filters inside your kidneys every single day. A kidney that works a little less hard today may continue working better tomorrow. That is the goal. Throughout this video, we will look at 5 everyday snacks found in ordinary grocery stores, explain exactly why the source recommends them, how to prepare them correctly, and which common mistakes may quietly work against your kidneys without you ever realizing it. Before we discuss the first snack, the source explains that understanding one simple laboratory number changes everything. That number is creatinine. Every time your muscles produce energy, they naturally create a waste product called creatinine. Under normal circumstances, your kidneys continuously remove this waste from your blood and send it into your urine. As long as your kidneys are filtering efficiently, the amount of creatinine in your bloodstream stays relatively stable. According to the source, problems begin when the kidney's microscopic filtering units, called nephrons, become damaged. Years of high blood pressure, diabetes, aging blood vessels, or chronic kidney disease can slowly injure these tiny filters. Once that happens, creatinine is removed more slowly than it is produced, causing blood levels to rise over time. That is why your laboratory report may gradually move from normal values toward higher numbers. The source makes an important point that many people never hear. Creatinine does not simply reflect kidney damage that has already occurred. It is also influenced by how much waste your kidneys are asked to process and how much ongoing stress continues affecting those delicate filters. According to the source, the 5 snacks discussed today each help by reducing one of those 2 burdens. Either they lower the amount of waste your kidneys must remove, or they help support healthier blood vessels and reduce inflammation that can gradually damage the nephrons. Once you understand those 2 principles, every recommendation that follows becomes much easier to understand. The first snack on the list surprises many people because they often avoid it without understanding why. According to the source, fresh red grapes deserve a place in nearly every kidney-friendly eating plan. The first reaction many patients have is concern about sugar. However, the source explains that the real value of red grapes comes from natural compounds concentrated inside their deep red and purple skins. One of those compounds is resveratrol, an antioxidant that has attracted attention for its potential role in reducing oxidative stress, the ongoing cellular damage caused by unstable molecules known as free radicals. Chronic kidney disease exposes the nephrons to continuous oxidative stress, gradually increasing scarring over time. The source explains that resveratrol, together with other natural pigments such as anthocyanins and flavonoids, may help support healthier kidney tissues, while also being associated with less protein leaking into the urine. Another major advantage highlighted in the source is potassium. Unlike bananas and many other fruits, red grapes contain relatively small amounts of potassium, making them a much friendlier option for many people living with stage 3 or stage 4 kidney disease. The source recommends enjoying about half a cup, roughly 15 to 20 fresh grapes, during the middle of the morning or afternoon rather than drinking grape juice. Whole grapes provide fiber that slows sugar absorption, while grape juice removes much of that fiber and concentrates the sugar. The source also advises avoiding raisins because drying grapes dramatically increases their potassium concentration. One additional tip discussed in the source is pairing fresh grapes with a small amount of protein, such as a few unsalted walnuts or a piece of low-sodium cheese. According to the source, that combination helps slow the rise in blood sugar while allowing you to benefit from the nutrients naturally present in the fruit. And as helpful as grapes may be, the next snack may be even more important because it solves one of the biggest challenges older adults with kidney disease face: getting enough high-quality protein without placing unnecessary strain on already overworked kidneys. Now we come to the second snack, and according to the source, this is where many older adults receive advice that sounds reasonable, but can actually create another problem if it is taken too far. For years, people with kidney disease were often told to reduce protein as much as possible because protein creates waste products that damaged kidneys must remove. While there is some truth to that idea, the source explains that the complete picture is much more complicated. After age 60, the body naturally begins losing muscle through a process called sarcopenia. Every year, muscle becomes a little weaker unless it is supported with enough high-quality protein and regular physical activity. The danger is that someone trying to protect their kidneys may unknowingly reduce protein so much that they begin losing strength, balance, and independence. According to the source, the smarter approach is not eliminating protein, but choosing protein that the body uses very efficiently while producing less waste. That is exactly why cooked egg whites appear second on the list. Egg whites have one of the highest biological values of any natural protein, meaning the body can use almost all of what they provide instead of leaving large amounts behind as waste. Since damaged kidneys already struggle to remove waste products such as urea, giving the body protein that produces less leftover waste may reduce some of the workload placed on those tiny filters. The source also points out another important advantage. Nearly all of the phosphorus found in an egg is concentrated inside the yolk, while the white contains very little. Because phosphorus can accumulate when kidney function declines, egg whites provide high-quality protein without adding the same phosphorus burden. According to the source, preparing 2 or 3 scrambled egg whites with a small amount of olive oil and fresh herbs, or eating hard-boiled egg whites while leaving the yolks behind, creates a satisfying snack that supports muscle without unnecessarily increasing kidney workload. The source also advises checking labels carefully when purchasing liquid egg whites, because some brands contain added sodium. For individuals with advanced kidney disease, the exact amount of protein should always be discussed with their kidney specialist, since protein needs become much more individualized as kidney function changes. The third snack surprises almost everyone because it is a food many kidney patients have been told to avoid completely. According to the source, potatoes have earned a poor reputation because they naturally contain large amounts of potassium. Since damaged kidneys often struggle to remove excess potassium from the bloodstream, many people simply eliminate potatoes from their diet forever. The source explains that this is not always necessary because potassium has one very important characteristic. It dissolves in water. That means a significant amount of potassium can be removed before the potato is ever eaten by using a preparation technique commonly known as leaching. According to the source, the process begins by peeling the potatoes and slicing them into very thin pieces. The slices should then soak in warm water for at least 4 hours, with the water changed once during the soaking period. Afterward, the potatoes are rinsed and boiled in fresh, unsalted water before serving. The source explains that this method may remove roughly 30 to 50% of the potassium, changing potatoes from a very high potassium food into one that many individuals with stage 3 kidney disease may be able to enjoy occasionally with their doctor's approval. The recommendation is not to eat unlimited amounts, but to enjoy about half a cup prepared this way as part of a balanced, kidney-friendly meal. The source also highlights 2 common mistakes. Microwaving potatoes does not remove potassium because no soaking occurs. Likewise, replacing regular potatoes with sweet potatoes is not automatically safer, because sweet potatoes also contain large amounts of potassium, unless prepared using the same leaching process. According to the source, preserving enjoyable foods through proper preparation helps people stay committed to healthier eating patterns over the long term, rather than abandoning their diet altogether because it feels too restrictive. And while these first 3 snacks help reduce waste products and mineral overload, the final 2 snacks work through an entirely different pathway by helping calm inflammation and supporting healthier blood vessels that nourish the kidneys every minute of every day. Now we come to the final 2 snacks, and according to the source, these are often overlooked even though they may offer several advantages for people trying to protect their kidneys. The 4th snack is cauliflower. Most people think of cauliflower simply as another vegetable, but the source explains that it deserves far more attention. One reason is that cauliflower is naturally low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, 3 nutrients that often require careful monitoring as kidney function declines. It also provides vitamin C and folate, nutrients that become increasingly important for people whose diets have become more restricted because of chronic kidney disease. But according to the source, the most interesting benefit goes beyond vitamins and minerals. Cauliflower belongs to the cruciferous vegetable family, along with broccoli, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts. These vegetables contain natural compounds that the body converts into substances believed to help regulate inflammatory pathways. The source explains that chronic inflammation is one of the ongoing processes that gradually damages the tiny filtering units inside the kidneys year after year. While cauliflower is not presented as a treatment or cure, It is described as one practical way to support an eating pattern that places less inflammatory stress on the kidneys. The source also discusses choline, a nutrient found in cauliflower that may support healthy kidney tubule cells, although it clearly notes that research in this area is still developing. Preparing cauliflower is simple. The source recommends turning it into what many people call cauliflower rice by pulsing raw florets in a food processor until they resemble rice, then lightly cooking them with olive oil, herbs, and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Another option is roasting fresh cauliflower until the edges become lightly golden. One important warning is to avoid frozen cauliflower covered in cheese sauce or heavily processed seasonings, because these products often contain large amounts of sodium and phosphate additives that create extra work for damaged kidneys. Plain fresh or frozen cauliflower gives you complete control over what goes into the meal. The fifth and final snack surprises almost everyone because many people have heard that all nuts should automatically be avoided if they have kidney disease. According to the source, that advice is far too broad. Most nuts do contain relatively high amounts of potassium and phosphorus, but macadamia nuts are different. The source explains that they contain considerably lower amounts of both minerals compared with many other common nuts, making them a more kidney-friendly option when eaten in moderation. They also provide monounsaturated fats, including oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil. According to the source, this matters because kidney disease and cardiovascular disease often develop together. Healthy blood vessels deliver oxygen and nutrients to the kidneys, helping those tiny filters continue doing their job. The source also discusses early research suggesting that healthier dietary fats may support blood vessel function and reduce some of the processes associated with protein leakage into the urine, although it emphasizes that research is still continuing. Portion size remains extremely important because macadamia nuts are calorie-dense. The recommendation is about 10 to 12 raw, unsalted nuts as a snack, avoiding varieties coated in chocolate, caramel, salt, or flavored seasonings. One practical idea offered by the source is pairing a small serving of macadamia nuts with a few fresh red grapes to create a satisfying afternoon snack that combines healthy fats with antioxidants while avoiding excessive sodium or potassium. The source also includes one unusual reminder. Macadamia nuts are toxic to dogs, so they should always be kept out of reach of household pets. The source concludes with the story of a patient called Walter, a 67-year-old man whose creatinine gradually increased until he was diagnosed with stage 3 chronic kidney disease. Like many people, Walter felt discouraged because every appointment seemed to end with another prescription, while very little time was spent discussing nutrition. According to the source, he continued taking every medication recommended by his kidney specialist, but he also began changing the foods he ate between meals. He replaced processed crackers with fresh red grapes and a small serving of macadamia nuts, learned how to properly prepare potatoes using the leaching method, and added cauliflower to his weekly meals. Over time, alongside regular medical care and routine laboratory testing, his creatinine stabilized rather than continuing its steady climb. The source carefully avoids claiming that food cured his kidney disease. Instead, it explains that reducing unnecessary stress on the kidneys helped preserve the function he still had. The final message is simple. Every one of these 5 snacks works by reducing the workload placed on your kidneys, whether by lowering waste products, supporting healthier blood vessels, reducing inflammation, or helping manage potassium and phosphorus more effectively. According to the source, protecting kidney function is rarely about finding one miracle food. It is about making small, consistent choices every day while continuing to work closely with your healthcare team. That combination of informed nutrition, regular medical care, and steady healthy habits offers the best opportunity to help your kidneys continue serving you for years to come.